Welcome to The Deep Dive, the podcast where we sweat the small stuff so you don't have to. From real stories to expert advice, we're here to uncover everything about hyperhidrosis and empower you to take control. Ready to dive into the world of sweat and solutions? Let's make a splash.
Welcome to The Deep Dive. We're your shortcut to, well, actually being in the know. Lots of surprising facts, maybe a bit of humor. Today we're jumping into something that affects everyone, but we, barely talk about it. Personal hygiene. And we're going way beyond just wash your hands. We're looking at the unspoken stuff, the science, the little details people miss for men, for women, everyone. Our sources for this one, let's just say they're direct. Yeah, pretty candid. No pulling punches. It's a real gloves-off look at what people actually notice about each other. The things nobody says out loud, but everyone thinks. So our mission today is to cut through all that, embrace the honesty, and give you some clear, useful insights from these really frank discussions. We're digging deep, getting into the nitty-gritty.
And that honesty is so valuable, isn't it? Because talking about this openly, it helps us actually, understand and apply the knowledge, not just hear it. These sources, they really tackle the basics, the foundations of well-being and how we interact with people. It's stuff that shapes first impressions, our daily comfort, even our confidence. It's kind of an invitation, really, for you, the listener, to think about how your routines impact, everything.
Okay, let's unpack this then. The sources, they jump right in. No messing about. Straight to what makes that first impression, like before you even say hello. Those initial vibes that pull people in or maybe push them away. What's the first thing that jumps out from the sources on that?
Well, it's fascinating how fast they focus on senses. Specifically, scent and visual stuff, big time. For men, apparently the very first thing women often notice is scent, or maybe the lack of a good one. We're talking, noticeable BO, especially underarms, or mouth odor that's just wow, makes you want to turn away. And visually, things like dirty fingernails, or as one source put it quite vividly, smelly feet that could, clear a room. It's a stark reminder, isn't it? Hygiene isn't just feeling clean, it's about how you present yourself, how you interact.
And it's definitely a two-way street. The sources are really clear on that. One specifically says, ladies, your hygiene game needs to be just as tight. So yeah, not just pointing fingers at guys, it's a whole body thing. For everyone, the standards are high all around.
Absolutely. That's spot on. Well, sure, maybe some things get highlighted more for men or women, biology, society, whatever the basic idea. Thoroughness. That applies across the board. It comes down to being aware, doesn't it? Taking responsibility, which, makes you ask, are we really cleaning properly? Or just going through the motions, relying on habit? Are we thinking about that silent message our hygiene sends? Because it speaks volumes before we say a word.
Okay, here's where it gets maybe a bit confronting. The sources basically throw out the whole idea of just showering. They're asking, do you shower properly? And they're emphatic about this just standing under the water, letting it run over you. That doesn't cut it. It's about scrubbing, like actually doing something. But what does properly even mean here? What are we missing?
Right, that's the core of it. The biggest mistake is thinking passive cleaning works. That water, maybe a quick soap swipe, is enough. But the sources say, no way. Showering with intention, that's the key phrase, because it forces you to think about the spots we usually neglect, and those spots, they become like breeding grounds for bacteria and stuff. If we're not careful, we're not just talking surface dirt. Take the posterior area. Soap and water are crucial after number 2. Toilet paper alone doesn't cut it. Residual stuff causes odor irritation, then skin folds. Under breasts, groin between thighs, under the belly. Warm, moist places. Perfect for germs. Prone to rashes like intertrigo. And behind the ears, often missed. Oils build up there. Mixed with dead skin, creates a smell. And definitely between the toes. Classic spot for athlete's foot. Needs active scrubbing with soap everywhere.
Wow, okay. That's way more detailed than just lather up. One source even laid out a specific shower order. Solid soap first, rinse, then liquid soap. Is there like a science to that, or is it just about being extra thorough?
It's an interesting detail, isn't it? It suggests this layered approach, almost ritualistic. The thinking might be, solid bar soaps can sometimes be stronger cleansers, better for that initial scrub, lifting off oil, dead skin. Then you rinse that away. And follow up with a liquid soap, which might be, gentler, more moisturizing, to balance things out. So whether you follow that exact order or not, the main point, connecting it all, is the intentional, comprehensive wash, applying cleanser everywhere. Maybe using different products strategically for the best result, not just a quick rinse off.
Okay, moving beyond the shower, things get pretty intimate. Really makes you think about the whole picture. For women, one guide talks about cleaning the vagina. Warns about cottage cheese secretion. particularly when getting intimate. And then it drops this line, pineapples are your vagina's best friend. What's that about? The real thing?
Right. This really drives home the connection between diet and, well, bodily functions. It's not just about external cleaning. The cottage cheese thing, that's likely referring to a yeast infection, candidiasis, thick white discharge, itching. Proper external hygiene helps, sure, but internal factors are usually the cause. Now, the pineapple claim, that's, popular wisdom. You hear it a lot. While maybe pineapples aren't some magic fix, the bigger point, and this is where the science agrees, is diet and hydration. They hugely impact body odors, secretions, vaginal health, everything. Fruits like pineapple, they have vitamin C, antioxidants, good for general health. Maybe the acidity helps pH, possibly. But there's no solid proof they, change the taste or scent dramatically. What definitely helps is a balanced diet. Lots of fruits, veggies, good gut health. And hydration, crucial. The advice to triple your fluid intake. That's solid. Water flushes toxins, keeps mucous membranes healthy, supports cleansing processes, all influencing body scent and secretions. So yeah, pineapple might be more story than science, but the diet and water part, absolutely key.
And then undergarments come up again for everyone. And the sources are blunt, really blunt. Like wearing the same boxers 2 days straight or repeating undergarments, panties are not jeans. Called out as major turnoff. So it's not just what people see, it's what's literally next to your skin.
Exactly. And if you connect that back, it's all about bacteria. Simple as that. Underwear, bras, tight pants, they create these warm, damp, dark environments. Ideal for bacteria, yeast, fungi to just thrive, which leads straight to odor, skin irritation, maybe even infections. Trapped moisture, friction. It's not good. So the 1 day, 1 wear rule for underwear, it's not just preference, it's basic health. Stops that microbial growth. Same for washing bras regularly. They soak up sweat and oil. And recommending cotton panties, that's about airflow. Cotton breathes, synthetics trap moisture. These are just practical health first steps, putting well-being ahead of, maybe convenience or fashion.
Speaking of odor, they really hammer this home. Bad breath is a turnoff, period. And they're so clear you cannot mask odor. Perfume, deodorant, nope. You have to remove the source first. Feels like a core principle, right? Yeah. Across everything. But why doesn't masking work? What's really going on with odor?
It's such a critical point, and they're right to emphasize it. Deodorant isn't soap. Perfume isn't a shower. Masking fails because, you're just adding another smell on top of the bad one, which is usually caused by bacteria breaking down stuff, sweat, saliva, dead skin. Those bacteria produce waste products, volatile compounds. That's the smell. Layering perfume on top often just creates this weird, even worse hybrid smell. So to actually get rid of the odor, you need to get rid of the bacteria and their food source. For bad breath, brushing, flossing, yes, but also a tongue scraper, that rough tongue surface. Big breeding ground for odor-causing bacteria. For excessive sweating, hyperhidrosis, it's a multi-step approach. Antiperspirants, the kind that actually block sweat. Maybe carry an extra shirt, clean those skin folds properly. Even using fragrance on socks or shoes if you wear closed ones a lot. It's about active management. Prevention, removal, not just covering up. Much more effective, much more considerate, really.
Okay, so we've covered first impressions, shower specifics, diet, clothes, the science of smell. Wow. Yeah. How do we actually, level up our game? The sources give some concrete pro tips, right? For everyone. What are the must-have tools, the key habits?
Yeah, the recommendations tie it all together. Very practical, very holistic. They really push investing in specific tools for those common problem zones. Bad breath, tongue scraper, non-negotiable, they say. It's bacteria, brushing misses, dirty fingernails, a nail brush. Washing hands often isn't enough to get right under there. Posterior cleaning, after that whole discussion, bidet bottles. Or actual bidet, way more hygienic than just tissue. Reduces bacteria, irritation. For women, unscented feminine wash. Gentle, pH balanced, harsh soaps disrupt things down there. So specific products are key. And obviously the right deodorants, antiperspirants, knowing the difference, using clinical strength if needed. Oh, and a big one people forget, towels. Change them often. They hold on to bacteria, fungi, dead skin. You just transfer it back onto your clean body. Can cause acne, other skin issues. So yeah, it's about having the right gear for a truly thorough, health-focused routine.
Right. It really sounds like it all comes back to being conscious, intentional, showering properly, thinking about clothes, food, using the right tools. It's like a whole ecosystem for personal well-being.
Exactly, a full circle. Daily habits, choices about what we wear, eat, drink, understanding internal stuff like hydration. It all connects to achieve, optimal hygiene. It's about shifting from just habit to making informed choices for your body and for how you interact with the world.
This has definitely made me rethink what clean even means. Moving past just the surface stuff, the sources really show how connected everything is: diet, water, clothes, hygiene. It's more complex than you might think.
Indeed. The core message, really, is that personal hygiene is this huge, multifaceted thing. It's way more than just looking okay. It hits our health, our social life, our comfort, our confidence profoundly. So the big takeaway: knowledge is great, but it's most powerful when you actually understand it and use it. Thinking critically about our own well-being, that's essential for ourselves and for others too.
And that brings us to one last thought, something for you, our listener, to maybe chew on after we finish up. Given all this, the surprising facts, the blunt truths, the unspoken rules, if you really honestly assessed your own hygiene game, and if the sources challenge you with that question, would you date you? What changes, maybe slightly uncomfortable ones, might you think about making, starting today, to really raise your own standard? Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive. Until next time, stay curious, stay clean, and stay confidently well-informed.
You've been listening to The Deep Dive because understanding sweat is the first step to thriving. Remember to subscribe, share, and connect with us on Hyperhidrosis Awareness Kenya's socials. Together, we can stay cool, confident, and unstoppable. Until next time, keep shining. No sweat.